Hello, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, December into January 2021. Wow, we made it to the end, almost, just about. I am your reader, Mark-Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark-Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. I'm also a fellow Earth sign Virgo that I am, 4 planets, second house, which is Taurus's house, so I've got a lot of cool people, bulls, Taurians in my life, including my youngest cat. He's not a kitten anymore, he's a bowling ball with fur. My Melchior, he tends to make cameos. He's the most social of the 3. We'll see if he shows up for your read, shall we? If you are new to my channel, please do consider, if something here resonates for you and helps you out, just hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate it. Helps other people see the work, just how it works. If you want more, subscribe. If you want to know when, notify, and please feel free to comment throughout. I do read the comments. I try and reply as often as possible, but the holidays, it's been a little tricky getting everything done before I go away to Saratoga for a few days for the holidays to see my family. Only 4 of us are gathering. We've all been in lockdown. So we've been planning this all year long, essentially, because we know Christmas is a big deal. Well, the holidays, I'm pagan, but, you know, my family, it's a long story. Shall we get down to business? We are doing an 8-card draw, 8 different decks, 1 card each. Please forgive the noise outside. We've got snow plows and garbage men just all day long, it seems, and that's cool. Everybody's got their job to do, right? And I hope you like the different setup. I did this for the last series of readings too. Just having some lower back issues. It's just easier doing it here and more comfortable. And we all need a change of scene every now and again, of scenery. So 9 different decks, 1 card, 8 different decks, 1 card each. Getting you clues, tips, and hints about what you need for this full moon in Cancer, which is on Tuesday, the 29th of December, 5:28 a.m. That's a little early in the morning to be up casting Eastern time. I'm in New York. We'll probably do something on the channel here the night before on the 28th. Sounds like something we would do that I would want to do for the last full moon of the year. But we're looking at then the waning moon to the new moon in Capricorn, Wednesday, January 13th. And I think that's at midnight. So we'll probably do something for that as well the night before, maybe working the dark moon or something. We'll figure it out when we get there. I got a lot of traveling to do before we get there. That's why I'm getting these done early, right? Putting these out ahead of time. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a waning moon read, so what you're letting go of, forgiving, alchemizing from lead to gold, right? Shadow work, all that kind of stuff. Thankfully, though, this is happening after winter solstice. We will no longer be in the darkest part of the year, right? From Samhain to Yule, we are now in the birth aspect. The sun will get brighter and brighter and brighter. So interesting, we're doing a waning moon while we're doing a waxing sun, but there you have it. That's the paradox of life, inner and outer. Focus on your breath, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs because you might get different information about the same situation or entirely different situation, because we need to know a lot of stuff apparently, but only what we need to know. It may not be what we want to know, but what we need to know from my pantheons of the divine, which we're all interconnected anyway. Cool. So take a nice deep breath. Get grounded, get centered, take what resonates, feel what's going on in your energy field and in your body. And of course, all the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom, along with some links you might want to check out along the way. Let's do this. Exposition done, good God, breathe. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 1 card in clarity, a Caroline Mace archetype card. What is the dominant archetype or soul power and or soul, same thing. The archetypal soul power being developed from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxic to healthy for the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. This full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn. I think that's going to be an interesting new moon for you, my Taurians. December into January Wow, 2021, please, what's the dominant archetype that they are dealing with within themselves, within somebody else, within a situation, within a bunch of people? What's the story? Morning Glory. What's the word? Mockingbird. You got the storyteller archetype. Now, look, the storyteller archetype is part of the creative family of archetypes. If you think of it in the light side of it, it's like, oh, Hans Christian Andersen, right? You know, we all have a touch of the storyteller when we tell our personal stories. You know, not just of our history, but the psychological stories that we create around circumstances as a survival mechanism, right? So we all do that, but this archetype, the shadow, is really tricky. Making up tales that harm others. It's lying, right? But it's not just one. It's not like a little lie. It's a story, right? So this can be very, very deceptive. So again, check your stories. Check. Carolyn Mace, who the author of the Dec-Jan book Sacred Contracts, said if you really want to look at what the shadow is in any archetype, what's the hidden agenda? And I just remembered this morning when I did the Aries reading before this. So I'm going to, I think, incorporate that. In other words, what you don't want to look at within yourself, a hidden agenda, or an agenda that you're aware of, but you don't want anybody to know about, right? Keep an eye on your agendas. She said that. It's like top priority. What are your agendas? So making up tales that harm others in the shadow, again, this might not be you. This might be a situation where there's just this larger story going on, or someone who has this archetype. The light attribute, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. And I've got tons of stories about exactly that, where once I was dealing with a prince archetype, romantic relationship, really weird relationship. And after the breakup, I found myself sweeping my apartment at the time in Bayshore with my head up in a red handkerchief. My hair was really long. I was like, I was reading Sacred Contracts. I was like, what story am I in? And it was like the guides turned my head to a shelf where the guy I was dating, the prince archetype, gave me Ever After with Drew Barrymore. And I went, Cinderella. And I was in Cinderella, so I had to call upon my fairy godmother, which was my own higher self, right? So it's like I have the storyteller archetype, and I think as a reader, that's what makes you, or a spiritual counselor or a teacher, right? To be able to relate life, express life in stories and symbols. So it's a beautiful archetype, but you can feel the danger in it as well, the toxicity. So let's keep going. That is the archetype you need to alchemize from lead to gold, shadow to light. What is the angel you need to work with on that? Breathe. Oh, I keep saying, sit back. Support your lower back. Okay. Spirit guys, they don't bark at me, but they're like, Mark. And they call me Mark. It's weird, because I'm the Mark Angel of Lyons. Breathe. Speaking of which, my angels of earth and the sign of Taurus, my Arielites, my Urielites, my Aureolites, my angels and archangels of earth. Please, one card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun. What is the angel they most need to work with, call upon, invoke, pray to, whatever their practice is, whatever their process is, with this storyteller archetype from this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, December into January 2021. The healing angel of new love. Now I know we immediately jump to the romantic conclusion, and I'm not saying that's not going to play out. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But it's definitely saying that this is a healing angel whose function is new love. So bringing you new love inside yourself, bringing you new love of the divine, bringing a new love story into your life, helping you renew your love, right? So this could be 8 billion different manifestations, right? The quantum threads, they don't go this way on that, they go this way on that. That can be for work, that can be for anything, right? But definitely, what's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word? Did you really get pinned? I just knew that they would. I was a musical theater major in high school and college. Are you shocked? Don't be. I was hijacked by the gods, the masters and the teachers, and they're like, oh, that was good. They got you to this point. Now we're in charge, and boy, are they ever. Our next oracle, I didn't say this. We've got 3 healing systems, right? 3 healing systems, 3 oracles, 2 tarot decks. So we've got 1 healing system and an oracle. Let's do our second of the 2 oracles. I love this one, the Crystal Oracle. Tony Carmine Salerno. I got it at Mystic Moon, at Magic Moon, in Saratoga Springs. Last time I was up, that's where I'm headed in next week, in a couple of days actually. So I was like, oh, it's cute, and it's really deep, and it's really good. I highly recommend it. Breathe, because we're double dipping with Archangel Ariel, who I dedicated and consecrated this deck to. Please, my beloved Archangel Ariel. One card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun. What is the crystal oracle that they need to work with, right? Whether what's written in the book, the stone itself, both of that. In terms of alchemizing this storyteller archetype with the angel, the healing angel of new love, please, my beloved Ariel, what's the stone they need this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn? Ooh, molybdenite. Now I know what molybdenum is because it was a vocabulary word in 6th grade. That's right, I know what molybdenum is. And if you like mussels, and I don't mean this kind, I mean the shellfish, they're very high in molybdenum. Molybdenum. Let me read this one. I think this, I've read it before. You know what? I did this in a read for YouTube, but the phone glitched, or the Wi-Fi connection glitched or whatever, and so it didn't make it all the way through. But I think I remember the vibe of this one being a bit intense. Message from the stars. Molybdenite, you big molybdenite. Your life is always held in perfect equilibrium in the divine natural order that exists within all creation. Call that the divine plan, the quantum unity field, whatever you want to call it. Believing that you have somehow failed or made the wrong decision or choice is simply an illusion, a story. Doesn't say story, I'm saying story. There is nothing you need to change or fix in your life apart from your sometimes unbalanced perceptions, mainly your self-criticism. So I'll keep going, but right there, that says that the new love has got to include yourself if that's you. Or maybe a larger situation that you are in where the story is, this is a failure. Or I did something wrong. No, it's all part of the plan. You know, the infinite variety of quantum choices and decisions we have any given day, right? They all get played out. But the one that you take is really the best that you can decide, even if later you say, oh, that was a horrible choice. No, that was necessary. That was written in the script. Know that you are always worthy of love and you are eternally blessed. Start to accept all of who you are as you are, and you will see your life magically and lovingly transform. All is in perfect divine order. From a spiritual perspective, there are no mistakes in life. Every experience is a lesson in love and wisdom. This feels like shadow work, right? Like, think of all those times that, you made a choice, you judged it, told the story, saw the larger story as a story of failure or victimization, victimizing yourself, victimizing others, being victimized, however that plays itself out in the story, because most stories have a victim and a villain, right? And we play both roles. We don't even realize we're playing. Sometimes we're somebody's villain and we have no idea. Believe me, people project shit, right? So to really work with this, I don't even know where you find it. I had never heard of this before. Like I said, I've heard of molybdenum. Fun word, like molybdenum. Molybdenum. Should I ever do drag? No, I'm not narrowing my entire body. But there is something here about you really getting that this is that in the larger picture, Taurus, that it's all perfect. It's all perfectly synchronized. And I've had peak experiences, Maslow alert, where I really got the opportunity to look back over my life. I mean, it's been decades where I really saw every step I took along the way since birth was perfectly choreographed, exactly that in order to be who I was born to become in this life, it couldn't have happened any other way. Work. Right? So if that's a new way of loving yourself, right? The mantra I learned from Matt Kahn is, you've done nothing wrong. From the soul's perspective, you've done nothing wrong. Of course, we have to, make amends for our errors and stuff like that. That's part of the learning curve. But to beat yourself up about it is unnecessary. But that's just my 2 Virgo sense. Let's get some tarot narrative, right? We got 2 of the 3 oracles on the table. We got one of the healing systems. Look at both of our tarot out. We're going to use Daughters of the Moon Tarot. What do you need to know about inside? Heart, Throat, Third Eye, Crown. Mythic Tarot. What do you need to know about the outside world? Root, Sacrum, Solar Plexus. You with me? Let's do this. Breathe. I hear you. My goddesses of Earth. The divine yin. My goddesses of Taurus, the yin force. Oh, please, one card in clarity for the Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn. Please, what is it they need to be aware of inside of themselves? Like, so much comes and goes over the holidays emotionally, but what is something they need to keep an eye of, be aware of, embrace, deal with, heal this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn? Okay, great. The Leo energy. Now this is the Queen of Flames, Mother of Flames, which would be Queen of Wands in traditional tarot. And because this is inside of you, there are a couple of different ways to look at that. First of all, if you have any planets in Leo, right? Address that. Look at it. There might be additional information there just in terms of your creativity, right? Because the Leo 5th house energy is very creativity and good fortune, pleasure, hobbies, leisure, but also that creative fixed fire, like when an artist gets down to it. Like when I get ready to do this, I've been working every day for weeks in order to build up the videos in advance so that I can go away for a few days, just how it is on YouTube. And I learned, Mark, forget about quantity, do the quality, make the best that you can be. So I get very fixed. I'm Leo rising, Mars conjunct Leo rising, right? So I get that in myself, whether I'm dealing with a Leo or not on the outside. This is about heart, third eye, and crown. It's going to be about your passion. Passions that don't easily die away, right? It's just like, I want that. That drive, that creativity, that could be sexuality. And with this new love, and you've done nothing wrong, it could very much be a romantic sexual read going on here. Not only because of that, but because of the new love. And though you think there was a fuck up here, there wasn't, right? With that molybdenite, say everything, molybdenite. Oh, if I ever have a daughter, I shall name her molybdenite. Oh, molybdenite. I have to keep myself sane with humor. Good luck. Breathe. Oh my, okay, all right. My gods, the divine masculine aspect, the divine yang force for the Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, element of earth, please. What does this look like on the outside? What do they need to be aware of outside of themselves? This is what you guys want to know. What's going on? Please, because there's a story through this. So this is like a landmark in the story. You know, like when you're reading The Three Bears and they're only, this bed is too soft. You know you got a while to go, right? Please, oh my gods, one card in clarity. What does the Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign need to be aware of outside of themselves? This new full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, considering they've got the storyteller archetype, they've got the healing angel of new love, they've got molybdenite, and they've got that internal Leo fire drive on the outside. Yeah, you got that chariot. All right, considered a Cancerian card. I get that because it is, even though it's so funny, this is the war god Ares in the Mythic Tarot. It really is, in a sense, a very feminine energy in this sense. And I mean, more emotional maybe than feminine, whatever. Why do we put gender on stuff like that? Is ridiculous. It's inspiration and motivation. Like, that's how I see this. Like, every morning when I wake up, sometimes I don't go to bed until 2 a.m. because my schedule is nuts as a mystic, as well as a president and a YouTuber and a reader and all that. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I do my prayers, I do my spiritual practice, gotta do that first, really. But that's the dark horse. That's like, okay, I've got to do this today. have to. The stick, right? The once I get into my spiritual practice and get that light horse rolling, right? It's inspiration. So inspiration and motivation, carrot and stick. So there's something moving forward here. Whether that's you or someone else, I do get a little flirty vibe on this. I mean, the next couple of cards will certainly, there's the opportunity. If it's going to come up, it's going to come up in the next 3 cards in some way. So let's see what this is about. Because yes, I can see this is just being a creative thing, that you didn't make a mistake and you got a new love for your creativity and you're moving forward. Yeah, but we ain't done. Oh, the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, 4 suits in like a lot of decks, 4 different suits, right? There's the luck suit, the healing suit, the grace suit, and the problem suit, which is half the deck problem. The problem, because it's good to know what the problem is, particularly for a waning moon, which is why I usually only use these for the waning reads, not so much the waxing. So let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say to you about this, of what you need to be aware of. Breathe. Sure. My Ascended Masters, please, 1 card in clarity for the Taurus Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. This full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn. Yeah, there's something like really close to the full moon and the new moon. It's sort of like bookends, and it may not be the actual moment or the date themselves. Interesting. Please, what is the problem perhaps that they need to be aware of and address? Or what is the piece of luck that is right in front of them that they need to be aware of and take advantage of? Or what is the piece of healing that they need to acknowledge and implement? Or what is the piece of grace that permeates this situation, mystic substance that it is, breath of the divine, that they need to allow and flow with this full moon to new moon next December, December and January 2021. You got the problem card of Naivety. Now, I've yet to meet a naive Taurus. However, when it comes to the stories we tell ourselves. Now, I'm going to give you a classic example that is the derivative is from my life, where it comes from, but it's exaggerated. So someone says, hey, I'll be over at 8 o'clock. Let's say it's a date, right? Oh, come over, I'll pick you up at 8 o'clock. And you're like, all right, I'll get ready. You fatoots, you shower, you shave, you FDS yourself into a stupor, or whatever it is. You get yourself ready. 8 o'clock comes by. Nothing. No phone call. You text them, hey, everything okay? Nothing. 8:30. Oh, give them some time. It's cool. Let me chill. Let me go meditate. Whatever. 9. Have I been stood up by midnight when you still can't get in touch with them and you haven't heard from them? They're dead by the side of the road, or they're with somebody else. The next morning they call you, go, on the way to your house. This is the hyperbole. This is the exaggeration. On the way to your house, there was an orphanage on fire, and I spent the whole night rescuing orphans, right? And you're like, oh, you're a hero. But meanwhile, what did you put yourself through, right? What are all those stories that you told, right? So there might be a little naivete here. You may not have all the information. Now, the only reason that that's a problem in this is that the card as drawn here, right? It's a woman looking at a man. She sees him as an angel. She's in love, but he has pitchfork and horns, which, it's a trident. If they're going to do Hades, it's a bident too. It's a pitchfork, not a trident. Just saying. You're going to use ancient Greek symbolism. Get it right. Such a Virgo, right? So this might not be you that has the naivete problem, but it might be that something's going on here with this new love, that you need to keep an eye on the stories that you tell, or the stories that are being told to you about this new love or the person involved, right? If so, what I heard. Now that's the gossip archetype. Now passing on a piece of gossip is just as toxic, but a story is more involved. Remember, it's a creative family archetype. Really keep your eye on this. Don't be naive, but I've never known a naive Taurus. That's why it might not be you. I guess it depends on your placement as well. Taurus sun signs are very rarely gullible. They're so stubborn, right, until they know for sure. But you might not be seeing this clearly. Someone's not seeing it clearly, right? Someone's not seeing what's actually there. So that's interesting for the problem. And I gotta say, again, that kind of lends itself to a bit of a romantic thing with that new love, right? Look, there's nothing wrong with being innocent in it, right? And dreaming and hoping. Just keep it in context. Well, and then with this Leo stuff going on inside, it's like it probably feels really good, whatever this new love is. And this idea that you've made a mistake with that naivete, it's all clicking together here, but it's either coming towards you really fast or you're going towards it really fast. Both can be true. So, my Ascended Masters, please, a healing mantra card, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. What is the healing mantra that my Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs most need to work with, considering they got the storyteller, right? And there is a story, and there's always a story in a reading, in a tarot. That's how you interpret it. But they need to call upon the angel of new love and work with that molybdenite. They've done nothing wrong. Everything's perfect. It's totally scripted the way it is. With that mother of flames, that Leo energy inside, that gestative oven creativity, fixed fire with the Chariot, the Cancerian emotional inspiration and motivation coming towards them very quickly in the outside world. And you said that the problem here is naivete, and there are other cards that you could use there, like disillusionment or something. So please, what is their perfect healing mantra? This full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, December, January 2021. Dispelling sadness. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. What I'm sensing is an inflamed nervous system. I do feel like this is for you, Taurus, and I will read it from the bookie book. I have it right here, but I get this card every now and again. If you are an empath, and here's the thing, as earth signs, we're not just emotional empaths most of the time, we're also physical empaths. That's why I've got lower back stuff, and I know this isn't all me. This is why I did not shovel yesterday. It snowed like crazy here. I have an axe. I went out and I chopped literally with an axe my way to my front gate so that I could get out of my house. But I know partially it is, people will call it sympathy pains. I'll call it empathy pains. But as I'm healing it within me, I'm healing it in other people, whether I know who they are or not. Right? That's the tricky part of this. So when your nervous system becomes inflamed, Matt Kahn, author of this deck, says the personality that arises out of an inflamed nervous system is what the ego actually is, right? So it's you when you're right, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, regardless what it is, you're inflamed. And right now, my lower back, I'm doing the best I can. I've got a lovely little balm, B-A-L-M. You put a balm on your back? Doing the best I can, supporting myself. But I know that the body heals at best at rest, right? So whether this is emotional, whatever it is, if there is sadness, it can be dispelled by allowing the nervous system to unwind, and therefore the ego is unraveled. And what does the ego do? It feeds us stories. Now it's doing that to survive, but to allow those stories, it feels like there's shadow work going on here, honestly, and to give those pains, those voices, that sadness a voice, but you don't let it drive, right? You don't let it make the big decisions in your life, though we're not really saying big decisions. Something's coming your way, though. So let me read this to you, Dispelling Sadness. I love this deck. I really, really do. It's been so helpful to me. And the one it told me for my lower back, if it turns up, I'll mention it in one of the readings. Dispelling Sadness. I will feel better once I get the rest I need, which I know is certainly true for me. When sadness dissolves, you are able to acknowledge upheavals of emotion as profound healings taking place. And that is the truth. There is a profound healing taking place with any kind of pain or discomfort that's coming up. That's just what healing is about. As a result, you are inspired to give your body the rest and rejuvenation it needs rather than push yourself into states of imbalance. Now, that is exactly why I am doing this stuff in advance and taking my time. Slow and steady wins the race, quality over quantity, right? So here's an earth sign telling you, slow it down, get the rest that you need. As you dissolve sadness, you become aware of the vital role downtime plays in helping you recharge your energy field. And that's what I mean, the empathic part of that. When you're exhausted, I mean, I hate to bring law of attraction into it, but it's like, yeah, you just keep getting exhausted, right? Keep going, keep going, keep going. I get it. We're earth signs. It's what we do. But if you can do this for yourself, this mantra is ideal for dealing with depression, fighting against time, Got it? Fighting against time. It's all in perfect timing. Molybdenite. And learning how to relax. Now, like I said, I don't think I've ever met a Taurus that I didn't know that didn't know how to relax in their own way, shape, and form. Internal, external sources, tips, tricks, stunts to get there, chemicals. So this feels like this is your bailiwick. I don't think you're being asked to do anything like way out of normal here for you, but I also understand the time frame that we are in, not just in 2020 to 2021 with the holidays, but with 2020 and 2021 in general, right? So let's get your last card down from the higher self, and then we'll put it all together. Whispers of Love Oracle. This is our last oracle, so our 3 healing systems, Carolyn Mays, Chuck Spizzano, Matt Kahn, our 3 oracles. This will be the 3rd, the Healing with the Angels Oracle, Divine Virtue, Crystal Oracle, Whispers of Love, and our 2 tarot. Last piece of the puzzle. Breathe. The higher selves of all involved for the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs that will watch this video at some point. Please, one card in clarity for my beloved Earth sign brothers and sisters. What is the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, or insight that they most need this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, December into January 2021? Receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. Oh boy. Okay. They just gave me a story. I don't know if it's your story, but look. Somebody's coming. Somebody's coming in with that Chariot. God. And your thing of, oh no, this isn't going to work. I made a mistake. They're a mistake. It's a mistake. I'm a mistake. However that plays itself out. I did something wrong. They did something wrong as a result of naivete in the past. But my sense is that if you can, like, you might not be feeling sadness about this person. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. Okay. Maybe there are other emotions in there that would come from an inflamed nervous system. Really check out the work of Matt Kahn. He's such a genius. I say that a lot because genius means focus, and he's really focused on what he does. He's really cool. I like him. I'm more eclectic. I'm Virgo. I'm all over the place. So I will feel better once I get the rest I need. That's really key here. Like, receive. That's what's going to put you in receptive mode. It feels like you're doing, and maybe you're trying to compensate for whatever this. I think it's a new love, and you're trying not to be naive. But I feel like a gift is coming in. Like this, if this is a come around from somebody from the past and a renewal, I totally get it. You might have been naive before. They might have been. You might have both been. That's a problem. If this is a comeback around, they're certainly saying, get your rest. Because this could be, well, with that new love, the angel of new love. I feel like you are really, the work you're doing within yourself with that Leo card is stoking the flames of your internal romance, creativity, whatever, sexuality, kundalini, call it what you want, but that your nervous system can't really handle it right now because of everything that's going on. But they're coming, and watch the stories. Watch the stories they tell, the stories you tell. Watch the stories you tell before they show up. Right? Whoa, what if this, what if that? And just notice them. Like, don't judge them as positive or negative. Get that they're coming either from the shadow or the light, or maybe percentage of, right? Making that shift. All right, let's give you the prayer. Let's give you the blessing, putting it all together. This is my favorite part because I can't plan it, right? I just shuffle the cards and they say it through me. Let's do this. Breathe. Said the Virgo crossing his legs on his couch. Oh, creature comforts. I'm a creature of comfort. Please. May the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, as the Chariot that needs to approaches. While they work with the molybdenite energy of getting that it's all perfectly scripted divine timing. No one's done anything wrong, so that they can go inside and in their rest, getting the rest that they need, turn this inflammation within them, in their nervous system, into one of creativity and good fortune, calling upon the angel of new love to bring them the healing that they need to prepare them for this new love, so they can receive with love and appreciation. Keeping an eye on the stories, alchemizing them, perhaps even to the place of no matter what happens, I'm fine. This is all in perfect divine order. And may they really get that there is a difference between naivete and innocence, trusting the divine or not listening to their gut. Therein lies perhaps a mistake of naivete that came before, but I don't think is going to come again. The option, the lesson, the test may be there, and may they be blessed with all they need to be fully and properly prepared for the new love that's coming in as they do their shadow work, their healing, their resting, for their well-being, for the well-being of this new love coming into their life, and for the well-being of all. So mote it be, and so it is. Something resonate for you? Something hit? Something go, ooh, that's right. Please hit the thumbs up. You want more? Subscribe. You want to know when? Hit the notification bell, and please comment, comment, comment. Once I am done with this series, I'm going to be doing some freestyle stuff because I'm going to be traveling a bit. It's going to be fun to do. And then when I'm back here at Drawing the Circle Productions home office, like I had another office somewhere else. I used to, I don't anymore. This is my office now, and my studio apparently. I'll be doing the Timeless Romantic Soulmate Reads with Extended. So I'm going to rest and relax, get my work done ahead of time, and allow my own nervous system to de-escalate a little bit, particularly my lower back. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of the holidays and the new year whenever you are watching this, my beloved Earth sign Taurians. Now, farewell, and say it with me twice to be doubly blessed. And blessed, blessed be.